Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Baloo the Bear, and here on the channel we focus on technical analysis, fundamental analysis, as well as doing our best to tell the truth, because there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of snake oil and nefarious activity in the crypto space. So trying to navigate through this space and get clear answers is what we strive to achieve. So if you're new here, I want to invite you to hit the subscribe button, or if you're following along on Twitch, go ahead and follow on Twitch. In today's video, I want to talk about the SEC doing an investigation on Uniswap. I also want to talk about, I want to take a look at a few charts. I want to take a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Dogecoin. And I also want to discuss the concept of decentralization, as well as best practices if you are looking to participate in an NFT token mint, because those are pretty crazy events. You may or may not have already participated in one. They can get pretty nuts pretty quickly, so there are some things that you can do to help protect yourself in limiting losses of your funds. So without any further ado, let's dive right into it here. I'm going to start out the show here on Bitcoin. What's up, Western? How's it going? We just got a daily candle close on Bitcoin. We have overtaken the resistance. The market is accepting this. We can see that we're ticking past these resistance points. We're not doing that face melting move, but we are moving to the upside. Very healthy chart. It's not looking like we're getting the dip that a lot of people are waiting for. So if you are still sitting on the sidelines, it's time for you to make some decisions on where you want to go next. When we had this shakeout, a lot of the market was waiting for a significant bounce to exit positions. That significant bounce did not come. It never came. And a lot of people are waiting for a significant dip on this extension. So will it come? It's really hard to say. And there's a lot of fundamental drivers of demand that are pushing crypto forwards, and Bitcoin always leads the pack. So I want to talk about the SCE the investigation. So the SEC has reported Uniswap Labs investigation could signal a new era of enforcement. A lot of people kind of freaking out about this. They're saying that this is the beginning of the end for Uniswap. I tend to disagree. There's amazing things that come along with decentralization, and these DeFi protocols, in my opinion, can't be regulated. They might be at risk of being tweaked in their current form, but it's really hard to peg a leader in a decentralized protocol. So let's the article, you can go ahead and read this article. I'll actually just drop the I'll copy that, drop it into the chat here. Exactly. You can't, Uniswap is a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. Good luck. Good luck trying to regulate that. I'm just going to drop the link if you are so inclined to read it. But the key takeaway, or part that I kind of wanted to highlight here in this, is just DeFi projects that reward participants with valuable tokens or similar incentives could be regulated, since a core group of developers are often behind the project. This is a true statement. There are usually a core group of developers that move the project forward. In the case of Uniswap, it's Uniswap Labs. Now, if Uniswap Labs decides to dissolve and just no longer exist, close their doors, the developers say, we're done, Uniswap will still exist. Uniswap will still be able to do what it needs to do, and the community from that point forwards will take over. That's the whole point of a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, is the community runs the protocol. There would be, some pseudo-anonymous or fully anonymous developers putting forth proposals, and the community would vote on those proposals, and you can't shut it down. It's really, really interesting, because the regulators are starting to wake up. They're starting to wake up, and they're starting to see that there's a problem with control, and they're trying to figure out ways to regulate something that, in my opinion, is going to be very difficult to regulate. So it's going to be interesting to watch this kind of stuff pan out. Will it cause fear in the market? Absolutely. You know, these markets are cyclical. There's always going to be a reason for the decline. There's always going to be a reason for the bear market. But the reason is people bought it at prices that were too high. That's the reason. If you follow the Wyckoff method focuses on accumulation and distribution, and the whole movements of these market cycles occur because of the fact that people invested low and then they got to the point where they're happy and they sold high. So the retail always gets caught in the middle. Free Diz, what's going on? Doge, yes, we're gonna look at Doge. It's a crowd favorite in degen land. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the charts here. So we did cover Bitcoin. It's looking great. You know, I've been long Bitcoin since 40K, 41K, and 42K. Very happy with those positions thus far. I think I can handle a dip at this point. Ethereum looking not too shabby. Similar position, similar posture. Now we're trying to tick up and get past that all-time high. What's interesting about Ethereum is its ability to start outperforming Bitcoin. So let's go ETH BTC. So this is the more interesting chart to pay attention to. Once we break above this level, let's mark it down. Once we get a break above 0.082 Satoshis, I think Ethereum is going to really start heating up here and remind the market as to why Ethereum is the #2 cryptocurrency. So ETH looks fantastic. Let's take a look at Cardano, my favorite cryptocurrency. You know, we're flattening out. Let's take a look at the RSI. A bit of a bearish divergence on the RSI developing. A lot of this stuff doesn't come as a shock to me. I do think that the rally was over exuberant. Let's actually put a line chart so we can see just a little bit clearer. So we have a high, a higher high, a higher high, and we have a high, a lower high, a lower high. We're sitting on the critical area right here of the 60 level of the RSI. Now, if Cardano breaks below the 60 on the RSI, that's going to indicate that the momentum has concluded. And we're going to need to have a reset, whether there is a little bit of a reaction and a consolidation, or, you know, areas of interest for me on Cardano would probably be somewhere past the all-time high. So, you know, we might be able to find support in this general area back here. So anywhere from click down there, anywhere from about we'll call it $2.25 to about $2.50, somewhere in that range for us to find support. If we don't find support there, we're likely going to come down and test some lower levels below $2. And yeah, so that's Cardano. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. It's a shit project, by the way. It's just a garbage coin that you should never think is an investment. But what's fun about Doge is people love it and it moves. It's one of those coins that does moon in the right conditions. It seems to be, we need to get above this certain resistance here. You know, it looks like we could. This is not a coin that I buy at all, by the way. You know, this is not something that interests me. But, you know, look for a break above this level, somewhere around 35 cents. If we can get a break above 35 cents, test that as support. I wouldn't be surprised for this to start, you know, moving to the upside again. A lot of people got hurt. A lot of people got shaken out. That's exactly what you need when you have an over-exuberant rally, when you have an over-exuberant run, and overpricing of the asset. You have to have that shakeout. You have to have that return back to normal where supply and demand are at an equilibrium. We're in a bull market, so supply is going to be less than demand, just intrinsically based on where we are in the market cycle. So, you know, logically, we could see price appreciation. Okay, may as well touch briefly on Solana. Let's pull up the Solana chart. Solana just keeps on tearing to the upside. Why does it keep going? How does it keep going? How can Solana just keep going and going and going? It's because of the NFTs. So all of the platforms that have NFTs, we're seeing just a ton of demand come in for the NFT space. Ethereum is kind of lagging a little bit because the gas fees are absolutely insane here, so that's quelling the retail purchasing of NFTs. But when you move to these projects where the NFT mints are cheaper, like Solana, people don't care what the price of Solana is. They're only there to get an NFT. So you fill the market, you fill the order books full of market buys, and you just consistently buy and buy, and people are just using that to go and buy NFTs on these token mints. Take a look at, we'll take a look at BNB and LTC. So there is a NFT project. Now, I want to just preface this by saying, you know, this is not safe for work. This is not a, if you are easily offended by images of nudity, then don't click on the link in the Discord, or on Twitch rather. But this is an NFT mint. You know, it's one that's coming up. The reason I chose this one is just because NFTs is very much a degen space right now. It's just a bunch of degenerates just flipping these NFTs and making a bunch of money. And one of the top signals that we had previously was dumb projects like Cummies and all these pornographic based cryptocurrencies came out of the woodworks, and then those became very popular. So I'm kind of following the same sort of degen cycle of thought and thinking, getting to the point where, you know, erotica is going to get into the NFT space. So that's my logic towards picking this project. And I want to talk about a few things to consider when setting up your wallets to participate in these NFT projects. First of all, I don't know, I can't check if these projects are legitimate or not. It's really just a game of chance. What's nice is if nobody steals your funds, you either get the NFT or you don't. So you either pay for it or you don't. If you do manage to mint an NFT on the Solana ecosystem, they typically range for about, 5 Solana. That price might go down because Solana has been going up so high. They try to keep it around $500. And if you manage to get one, you can flip it. It's an easy 10x, where if you do manage to get one, you get a 10x. Now, when you're connecting your wallet to these sites, have specific wallets. Let's actually pull up the Aurora Mint. Aurora, so you can have a visual. App.Aurora. Where did we mint this thing? Give me a sec. Let me get it pulled up. Gotta have a visual. Gotta have a visual. There we go. Okay, so the visual's kind of gone now. Yeah, we'll get to all the coin calls. Okay, anyways, it'll have something in the corner that says connect wallet. Now, the important thing for you to do is make sure that the wallet that you are connecting is specific for NFT minting. Don't put your whole wallet on there. If you hold a lot of funds on Solana, don't ever connect to a website that has your full wallet exposure on it, because there's a lot of phishing sites, there's a lot of scams, there's a lot of ways for you to lose your funds. So first and foremost, when you're in your wallet, create sub accounts. I have 3 sub accounts. And the project will announce how many Solana are required for the mint, and however much is required, you put that in the wallet. And I have 3, so I put it in 3 different wallets. You put the amount required for the mint, plus a little bit extra for the gas fees. So once you do that, those are the only wallets that you're going to connect. Beyond that, as far as good housekeeping and ways for you to protect yourself, is do not click any links that are not given to you by the team through the announcements channel, through a channel that is read only. these things are kind of chaotic. When the light turns green and it's time to connect your wallet and time to mint, everybody's doing it at the exact same time. Your likelihood of actually minting one of these things is very, very low. But, you know, in the panic, in the frantic movements, and in the euphoria of this exciting event, a lot of scammers post links, and they'll program it like a bot, being like, you know, we realize this site has crashed. Please go over to our backup site and mint there. There's a lot of sneaky stuff that they do. So under no circumstances do you ever click a link that is not coming from a read-only announcements channel, whether it's Telegram or whether it's Discord. Have separate wallets and have three. So you have three chances. You can have 3 tabs open, 3 different wallets connected, and you can try 3 different times. That would be kind of my best practices, and realize too that, you know, these things could just be, you're sending people Solana and it's just all smoke and mirrors. So don't be too upset if you lose. This is play money. So be careful out there. Okay, so bring out the nudes. And a good hard refresh before connect to mint usually. Okay, that's a good tip. Yes, refresh the page before you go. The leads, like the developers, will tell you if that's necessary or not. Are you recommending that they do regardless? Please let me know. But yeah, let's take a look at some of these other projects from a technical side. Let's bring this back down. Let's open up a new tab. And we wanted to take a look at Litecoin. So Litecoin, for me, not an investment, but we're at the final stages of the bull run. So as far like investments don't really matter. There are no investments anymore. You know, if your plan is to hold this for 10 years, you're going to lose a lot of money. But Litecoin looking good, setting up in a similar fashion from what we're seeing with a lot of other coins right now. We can kind of draw our Wyckoff trading range here. We had our large sell-off event into the seller's climax. Seller's climax right basically here. Come on. Seller's climax here, automatic rally here. So let's line that up. Oops, oh well. Let's get that all lined up a little nicer. So we're getting a nice backup phase, and we're heading off. We're heading off the backup. So a lot of assets doing this right now. We're seeing this kind of last move from the accumulation, from the consolidation before heading back into changing the trend and heading up for markup. If you want to trade this, let's go down to some smaller time frames. What you're going to be looking for is basically a break above any sort of pennant or bull flag or any sort of consolidation in this general area. So watch for the consolidation to take place. You know, we're on a reaction right now. Let's see how the rally takes place. Maybe we react again. Maybe we do a few and create what's called a bull flag. Once you get a break of the bull flag, you can take a position at the break. If you want to be a little bit more ballsy, if you do manage to get a touch at the bottom of the bull flag, you can also take a position there. What's nice about that is it's usually lower risk in the sense that you can get your stop loss a little bit closer. You have to have a much larger stop loss when you're buying breakouts, but breakouts are also buying on confirmation. So there's a give and take there. Market conditions will really help you with which side of the trade you want to take. You know, when we're full bull, if you notice a pattern and you see yourself at the bottom of the pattern, you know, not financial advice, but typically it's a good environment to be making those types of decisions. Litecoin looks good. Long-term investment, hell no. You know, consistently over the years, it just does not outperform Bitcoin. If you have to choose between Bitcoin and Litecoin as an investment, Bitcoin's the better one. It consistently outperforms Litecoin over time. Let's go to the weekly. And let's go to logarithmic. Yeah, you can see this. So this is Litecoin against Bitcoin. So what this chart is telling us is that over time, consistently year over year, Bitcoin continues to outperform Litecoin. Litecoin's an altcoin. When it moves, but it always reacts lower, and Bitcoin always ends up doing better than it. So for a long-term investment, not for me, but for a trade, hell, we're getting into trading territory now. Good morning from Japan. Welcome. Where do you buy these NFTs? So these NFTs, if you're buying a mint, meaning the NFT doesn't exist yet and you are the one creating the NFT from the project, then you're going to join the Discord. You're going to wait for the announcement as to when they plan to do the mint. You're going to wait down to the very second that the site goes live, and then you're going to connect your Solana wallet. I recommend Fantom wallet. Connect your wallet and then participate in the mint. If you're just looking to buy NFTs that already exist on the Solana ecosystem, you can go to solart.io, I think. Solart.io, and they are selling NFTs that have already been minted. Now, this comes with a heck of a lot more risk, because, the game here is kind of the minting. People are flipping for profit on Ethereum, but in Solana, it's got to be a quick flip. You got to be riding the hype. You got to have some money, because these things always start at at least 40 or 50 Solana. They might go up to 60 or 70, or they go down to 20. Very, very volatile to buy straight from the market. The game here is to be able to participate in a mint. If you are lucky enough and fortunate enough to actually get an NFT on those mints, now you go to the marketplace and you can sell it for a 40x or something ridiculous. Okay, so nothing to lose if you do a Control F5 to clear the cache from your browser. Plus, it's good to know before what wallet to use. Fantom is the best, and I look at it as a drop-down menu to choose wallet. Yeah. And soon on FTX NFT market. Nice. Go, Sam. FTX, such a good exchange. Sam Bankman-Fried is a brilliant guy who's really making he's making an all-in-one exchange. Yes, there aren't as many coins as Binance. I realize that. There's a lot of, degen altcoin traders out there that just won't go to FTX for that reason. But the coins and the projects and the tokenized stocks and the ease of use of leverage, the fact that you can do market stop losses, you can't do that on Binance. So if you've ever had a stop loss that was skipped, the reason it was skipped is because you can only set limit stops on Binance. You can actually sell at market with your stop losses on FTX. There's so many advantages. It's just for traders. It's for people that actually know how to use these services and these financial instruments. And now they're really integrating with DeFi. They're really integrating with Solana. It's a fantastic exchange. If you aren't signed up for FTX and you want to support the channel, the easiest way for you to do that is just sign up for FTX. You don't even have to trade. Just sign up for FTX, get an account. It's really, it's my favorite exchange. I'm not sponsored by them. I mean it. Binance Futures has market stops, just not their spot markets. That's a good point. Thank you. Okay. Where were we? Fantom is actually, I really like Fantom. A lot of these competitor blockchains are developing a lot of stuff that's, you can use it. And Fantom is kind of an interesting way for us to have a scaling solution on Ethereum. A lot of these projects are integrating with the Ethereum virtual machine, which is really smart for a project to want to bridge over to Ethereum, because you don't want to just cut off and start from scratch. you want to integrate and work with Ethereum. It's the biggest one. You know, it's all about cross-chain compatibility, interoperability. If you're building a project, it has to be able to communicate with all the other chains. So Fantom looking good. Do I see a trade here? It's on a huge extension. It's on a huge extension. Definitely one to watch out for one of those dip days. But it's on a very large extension, and does that mean it can't keep going up? No, we have a very strong trend here. It's just, for me, being a trader, I focus on the entry coming from a breakout. And when I buy a breakout, it's just that I'm right there at the breakout. So for me on this one, you know, the breakout was, well, there was a few. Man, Fantom's really strong structurally, just at par with what's going on with Solana. Solana and Fantom are really killing it right now. So there was a breakout here. I could have bought here. I also could have bought the beautiful retest here. There was also a break here. We got a breakout here. So I can buy that, and you can see the power of these candles at these breakouts. There's also a break of the all-time high back here. Again, you see, anytime there's a breakout, that's when things really heat up. So right now on this extension, it's too far for me to become a participant. Let's see how far extended we are from the previous breakout. Yeah, we're already about 50% past the last breakout. So I do need just a consolidation. That's all I need to become a participant, you know, and I'm happy to wait for a consolidation. If you get a little consolidation, boom, now I have an area of interest where I can become a participant on a breakout. I don't just buy straight up because I have no information at that point. The only information I have is that I missed it and I got to wait for the next move. There's always another trade. This market is never going anywhere. There's always another trade. Don't chase green candles. It's at your disadvantage to do that. Even if it means, like right now I'm saying I'm not buying this, and at no point do I mean I don't think it can go higher. I think it can probably go higher before a consolidation comes in. What I'm saying is it doesn't fit my strategy for investment. It doesn't fit my strategy for trading. And so I pass. That's it. That's all I mean. Is Solana better than Cardano? I do think that Solana is better than Cardano because Solana has functioning products and a much more developed ecosystem in terms of its offerings and dApps. Cardano is starting from square one. You know, if you're new to this channel, I don't know. If you're new to this channel, I don't really have a whole lot of nice things to say about Cardano, in the fact that I don't think it's a very good investment because of the fact that it's really in its infancy. Now, a lot of people argue that. It's like, why would you want to get into a coin after everything's built? You've already missed all the gains. You're going to miss out on the opportunity. What I've learned in crypto is, you know, there's a lot of promises that are never kept. I'm not saying that's Cardano. I'm just saying there's a lot of promises that are never kept. And what I've learned this cycle is that I can show up 2 or 3 years later from a project and make a lot of money. I made a lot of money in Axie Infinity, and I showed up well past a functioning product, a functioning game, a well-established community, one of the largest Discords on Discord, period. I showed up really late, and I still made a lot of money. I showed up late to Bitcoin. I still made a lot of money. I showed up late to Ethereum. I still made a lot of money. So you can't just always be chasing the ground floor, because what that makes you is a venture capitalist. There's nothing wrong with being a venture capitalist. The problem with being a venture capitalist is your odds. So if you are under that category where you are buying projects at the ground floor, you have a 1 in 100 chance of being correct, regardless of what you think on the fundamentals, regardless of what you think of community engagement, regardless of what you think of anything, because the force that really matters is adoption. So with those odds, if you're going to follow that strategy, that's fine. It's just, if you're doing it with 1, now you're really against the odds. You have to buy 100 projects. If you're going to buy at the ground level, you have to buy 100 projects at the ground level so that at least the odds are in your favor. If you buy 2 or 3 at the ground level and you're just holding your whole investment portfolio in those 3 projects that are a huge gamble, you're going to wait as a lot of opportunities pass you by. So there's nothing wrong with venture capitalism, but it's, you know, it's a very different strategy, very different strategy. EOS wants to have a word with you. So it could be that Solana does not allow crypto idols NFT from listing as they are not safe for work. It's a possibility. Yep. It's a gamble. But those reservations are only going to be in my favor, because if there's less people willing to buy it, the mint is going to be less crowded. I'm going to be happy to have people be like, oh, I don't want to buy some NFT with naked ladies. I don't want to buy an NFT if they can't list it on the market. There's going to be a place. There's going to be a place where there's going to be buyers. And if there's less people interested on the day of mint, that's just higher odds for me. It's either I get the mint or I don't. That's it. So, if you can get it, it's a profit. Why are people bullish on silver in traditional markets? I don't know. I don't know. It's not my bag. I don't really care about silver. If I was to buy precious metals, it would be gold. And do I see myself buying gold? No, I don't. BNB, that's what we were going to take a look at. BNB, if memory serves, is actually looking not too bad. Similar structure to what we're seeing in a lot of these ones that haven't mooned. Oops, I don't need that. Leaving our backup, forming a pennant. So when you see a pennant, that's when I drop down to the 4 hour. I do all my analysis on the daily. I like the macro trends, and then when I see an area on the daily where I see like a consolidation, then I'll drop down to the 4 hour if it's a pennant or a flag or something like that, and I'll try and draw, a primitive little triangle, because that's kind of where we are these days. Oh, did I do that? I don't want that. I want this. And all you need is just a line. So once you get a break above the line, it looks like it struggled to break a few times, so maybe go to the close right there. If you can get a candle body close above this line, that's a buy signal. But BNB's got some catching up to do. A lot of people kind of scared with what's going on with Binance. They have some lawsuits against them or some other drama. I don't know. But we're in a bull market. We haven't fully confirmed, but I'm speculating we're still in a bull market, so we can probably see some higher prices. Seems like all exchange coins moon. It's because there's demand for them. Demand is kind of interesting in a lot of projects where, there's a requirement to buy the token. If you want to get benefits on FTX exchange, you are forced to buy FTT tokens. If you want to receive benefits on Binance exchange, you are forced to buy BNB tokens. If you want to use the Binance smart chain, you are forced to buy BNB tokens. Those are characteristics of demand. When you look at a project like Uniswap or SushiSwap, which are decentralized exchanges, at no point are you required to buy Uniswap. At no point are you required to buy SushiSwap in order to use those exchange or receive benefits. Some are implementing some benefits, like I think 1inch is implementing gas refunds by holding 1inch tokens. But, there's a lot of protocols out there that don't actually require you to buy it. So their demand is purely speculative, and the reason the exchange coins pump is because people are put into a position where they're forced to buy it. Good morning, Patty. Alice retesting support, looking like a good buy zone after the 4 hour sloping downside resistance is broken. Let's take a look at Alice. A lot of these game tokens, be careful. Be careful with these game tokens. There's definitely trades to be had. Shout out to the VIPs who got into Alice at the break, sitting on 100% profit. 80-90% profit. If you guys are interested in joining the Traders Academy, links below. 50% off your first month if you use the coupon code WELCOME. And if you just want a free month, sign up for FTX and Bybit. If you don't have an FTX exchange account and you don't have a Bybit account and you sign up under my referral links, I will give you a free month. We can teach you a ton in a month. We have just an incredible amount of value in that server. I'm not just tooting my own horn. We have got a ton of crypto tutorials, videos, trade setups, strategy videos, and classroom sessions. You'll get 12 classroom sessions along with that. So Alice, yeah, it looks like we have a bit of resistance here. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. So what I would be looking for here on Alice, let me actually grab a different chart so I don't mess up this one. Let's go with Poloniex. Oh, very illiquid. We'll go with the perp. Why not? Okay, so basically we're in a downtrend, right? These are very easy setups to identify. When we're in an uptrend on the macro, let's go back to the macro. We're in an uptrend, right? High, low, higher high, higher low. So we're in an uptrend. Your buy signal comes in at the break of the downtrend. So right now we're on a localized downtrend. We can identify the downtrend by just doing this. Boom. You can choose whether you use the candle bodies or the candle wicks. It's up to you. You can use both. But basically, once we break the trend and break it above a previous high, so not only would I like to see a break past this downsloping trend line, I would also like to see us overtake this down bar right here. If we can overtake the down bar there at 19 bucks, break this downward sloping line of resistance and break the $19 mark, that looks like a buy signal to me. So until that happens, the trend is your friend and the trend is down. So there's no point in rushing in just yet. Anyone know if retail is back? I think retail, I think the old crowd, the last crowd that we sucked in is back and they're investing again. But I don't think we have the fresh crowd, the mania phase. I don't think the mania phase has happened just yet. Once we start to break past 65, once we get past the all-time high, we're going to start sucking people back in. And once Bitcoin's at $100,000, it's going to be in the news. And if, I'm not saying, we can't predict anything. We can't predict anything. I do have targets in excess of $100,000. But when Bitcoin's at $100,000, it's going to be all over the news. And that's when the mania phase is really going to start and ramp up. Yeah, shitcoiners still sidelining. ICP had a nice SOS. Interesting. That's a project I have very little faith in. But hey, what else is new? Yep, beautiful. Nice call out. Nice call out, Alien. Well done. Let's take a look. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, so if it can sit on support there, we're gonna wanna rest on support and turn around. For this, I don't like the trajectory as to where it's coming down here. It looks a little, this is on the 4 hour. Okay, so that can change. We need to hold support. If we can hold support here, it's looking good. For me, I'd wait for a turnaround because that would just be a solid confirmation. Let it consolidate, turn around. And then as soon as it breaks past the high, boom, there's your entry. Okay. LA to Mex. What's up? Miss your streams. It's been a while. I don't even remember. Did you have a different handle? Did you move from LA to Mexico? I was in Mexico for a while. Now I'm in Bali, but I'm heading back to Mexico in February. So if you're still in Mexico, join the Discord. Hit me up. Okay, so silver is more suppressed for decades, plus half the silver mined is in the dumps and used in ever-increasing electronics, medical, industrial, and solar and upcoming power production. ICB, okay. JP Morgan recently paid close to $1 billion in fines for naked and criminal trades in tens of thousands. Okay. Just to keep the price of AG down under 30 bucks. OMG. What's the culture like in Bali? People are really nice here. The people are really nice. The authority is kind of a little less nice. They like to control. I'm gonna throw my OMG chart in the review. Oh, I thought you were just announcing like, oh my God. Let's take a look at OMG. OMG. So apparently OMG is a scaling solution for Ethereum. They're a side chain, much like Polygon, but they've done fuck all. They haven't done anything. It looks like the price is going up. So they've done that. They've convinced investors. So, you know, from a TA point of view, this is our SOS. We got an SOS here. So we're going to have to wait for that backup to come in. Now, the market's relatively bullish, so don't wait too long for the backups. But you can see a ton of supply came in here. Lots of supply. Right after the SOS, we're probably going to have, the market needs to absorb that supply. So we will likely get a little bit of a test. Let's draw the trading range here. We got our seller's climax back here. Boom. Let's open that up. Let's go with something like that. To our automatic rally. Oh, a little bit of a backup already. So yeah, I would be looking for a backup somewhere back here to the wick of the automatic rally back here. Boom. Get a reaction back down to $8. $8. Psychological number. If we can hold $8, I think that there's a likelihood of continuation of this trend as the whole market continues to go bullish. But yeah, it's looking good. First time chat. Hi, I don't know anything about crypto, but I still want to invest small. What I do is best. The best thing that you can do if you're new and you want to invest small is to just continually invest small amounts until you have a larger portfolio. The best and safest cryptocurrency that you can buy is Bitcoin. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't make money in Bitcoin. You can. Bitcoin, you want a safe bet, go with Bitcoin. Why? Because institutions are creating regulation to bring clarity to Bitcoin. All the other shitcoins, all of the other DeFi stuff, DeFi staking protocols, they're all at risk from a big picture standpoint. If you don't know how to trade and you don't know how to manage risk, you're kind of, you know, at risk out there. You're a sitting duck. So if you want the safest play, it would be buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin consistently. Have a day of the month where you add to your crypto portfolio and do that for 5 years. If you do that, if you do exactly what I tell you for 5 years and go through the ups and go through the downs and not care and continue to invest for 5 years, you will be very, very happy. Trading, we can teach you how to trade, but if you don't have a large balance, you're going to be chasing gains that are unachievable. So when you have to take those high risk trades with calculated positions that are going to give you gains that you're happy with. You know, if you have $500 and I was kind of out of control, there's nothing I can do. It was either go to jail or go, not jail, but like go to the station and pay a bunch of fines and go through a bunch of bullshit that would take up my whole day and ruin my weekend, or continue on my merry way and pay a fucking extortion fee. So yeah. KuCoin shares is squeezing. YouTube acting up. Yeah, head over to Twitch. Twitch is always more stable. What time do we got? Got a few minutes left. Okay, let's take a look at KuCoin shares going in with the trend of exchange tokens doing well. Okay, KuCoin shares. There's corruption in every country. Well said. It's just how obvious it is and who is being corrupted. Is it somebody face to face pulling money from you? Because that's low level corruption. Or is it the law being created around you that steals your money? That's high level corruption. So very good point. Yeah, we got a bit of a squeeze. We got a squeeze and we're looking to overtake a high. So this is nice. So what I like about this kind of trade, this kind of price structure, is just how tight it is. I like how tight the price candles are. I like how tight the spread is, because what does that mean when you have tight price spread? Tight stop loss. Your risk is low. One of the biggest tokens of advice I can offer you is focus on the downside risk, okay? Eliminate the risk and you will always be profitable in bullish markets, okay? Don't count your chickens, okay? Don't be looking at the gains. If I invest this much and it goes to $1, I'll be a millionaire. Like, don't ever fucking do that. Focus on how much money you can lose. And when you can find a chart that offers you a low risk exposure, those are the trades that you need to be taking. When you focus on the gains, you're going to lose every single time. When you focus on the losses, the money will come. That's just period. End of story, how it works. Manage your capital, protect your capital, manage your risk, protect your risk. That's the name of the game. What's a high balance for trades and not having to chase? It depends where you live and what is, I don't know, it depends on your economic situation. So for me, being that I'm from North America, and the cost of living in those areas is very different from, where I am right now in Bali, your expectation should be figured out in percentage. So what does a 10% win look like for you? Are you happy with the dollar amount of entering a trade where the asset goes up 10%? If 10% isn't good enough and you're counting hundreds of percent or multiples of percent just to be happy with the gains, then you need a larger balance. So for me, a typical altcoin trade, which is, a small position of my overall net worth, my overall portfolio is about $10,000. $10,000, 10% move, I get $1,000. 20% move, I get $2,000. So those are numbers that I like. Can we do multiples of that? Yes, but the expectation and the downside risk needs to be managed. So you need to think about, are you going to be happy with a 10% move? Because those happen all the time. And if you need to cut it, you should at least cut it and make a little bit of money, or at least eliminate some of the risk. So calculate it that way. What does 10% look like to you in your country, where you're from, your economic status, where you are in this world, and how much money you need on a day-to-day basis? If a 10 or 20% move can pay for a month or 2 months, or a half a month to a month of expenses, then that's pretty good. Alts have bled today for the most part. Really? What has changed? I don't see a whole lot of blood. Got like 3% losses. 1%, yeah, it's red. More red than green. But it's not outrageous. And we still got some winners. What's Bitcoin doing right now? Nothing. Ethereum? Ethereum USD? Nothing. Cardano? Oh my god, it's gonna crash! It's not doing much either. It is curling over a little bit. Doge, our call today? Nothing. I don't know. It's just ebbs and flows of the market, man. We just got our candle closed. We're barely an hour into our new daily candle. So, we got 23 more hours to have a green day. All right. So that is all the time I got. I got to hop into the virtual classroom. If you guys want more of this and more focus on your own strategy, your own trades, if you want access to the VIP channels where we have the trade setups, entries, all the different assets that we're looking at, all the trade setups that we're sharing. If you want that kind of information, join the links down below and get 12 sessions that you could sign up for free if you don't have FTX or Bybit, or use the coupon code WELCOME for 50% off your first month. That's all the time I got. So if you enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if there are any projects that you would like me to take a look at, leave them in the comment section down below. And until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.